On the 3-day time frame, we can see we are just riding this 200 moving average. So notice that Algorand and Ripple are really some of the two crypto companies speaking at this event. And this is centered around the practical and theoretical aspects of central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, and crypto assets. Where's Pomp, Saylor, and Max Kaiser? Exactly. What's up, guys? Kevin Cage here with another cryptocurrency update. Now, first things first, this is a tweet from Ron Neuner. This was actually last year. I thought it was more recent, but this is when he made a bet with David. Now, who is Ron Neuner? He is the CNBC crypto host, and he is a Bitcoin maximalist. So he said this last year in 2021. Here's the deal. 3 years from today, if XRP is in the top 50 crypto assets, I pay you $1,000. If not, you pay me $100. Deal? What kind of deal is that? If you have so much conviction and you are so anti-XRP, you should bet a few Bitcoin. So everybody tell Ron, I will happily bet him one Bitcoin that XRP will still be in the top 10 in the next 2 years. I wanted to correct myself because I said 3 years, but obviously this tweet was in 2021. So I fixed my reminder right here with the little Twitter bot. Remind me in 2 years. So we're going to keep an eye on that. And also, Crypto Eddie just emphasizing, since this tweet, Ron never saw the XRP sleuths coming. He never saw Allbridge and the integration to the XRP ledger, plus a bunch of other chains. The future is going to be multi-chain. It will not just be Bitcoin. He never saw the XRP Ledger XLS 20 standard to mint your own NFTs. He never saw the liquidity hub for on-demand liquidity. And ODL is a solution that specifically leverages XRP as a bridge asset between these financial institutions. We have nearly 24 corridors live today between nations. He also never saw that the El Salvadorian government would not use Lightning Rails because it's just too inefficient. So again, Bitcoin, store of value, wishing it well. Ethereum gave rise to smart contracts, is the father of DeFi, wishing it well, along with its other competitors or even other chains that are helping ETH scale. But do not get it twisted in the payment space. XRP is an asset that has a 10-year head start in terms of developing liquidity, which is one of the most important things and the biggest challenge for every single crypto project. If XTC develops ample liquidity, it's game over. They're going to win in trade finance. XRP is tackling the cross-border payments market. They have live corridors today with real financial institutions while getting sued by the SEC. Still in the top 10. That is unheard of. Now, pulling up the crypto chart. Remember, the time to be bullish on Bitcoin was when we were down here back in 2020 as we were at these lower retracement levels ready to explode. This was when you were supposed to be bullish on Bitcoin, when we were at 10K or even 7K. Now, XRP is in that same position where Bitcoin was just 2 years ago. That's what I want to emphasize. Bitcoin reached a full 3.618 Fibonacci extension. Even the Bitcoin dominance hit a 4.236. Ethereum got up here. A variety of great assets got up here. My bet is in the laggards, the assets that have yet to go so they have a higher ROI. And if you wanted to bet that Bitcoin just keeps going higher, okay, well, let's measure it and see if it's worth our money. Again, all the way up here to even the 8 Fibonacci extension, which some assets or altcoins have reached during this bullish cycle, that's a 230% pump, so 240% pump. Now, if XRP simply does what Bitcoin does and just goes to the 3618, that is a 1,400% pump. Let me repeat that. You're going to argue over 200 to 300% move versus an asset with potential of a 1,000% pump, 1,400. And so what if a lot of altcoins, not just XRP, because I'm tracking a lot of them, even, funny enough, Litecoin, Zcash, potentially all of those guys are actually just drawing this type of move a little bit longer, and they're just lagging, and they have yet to surpass their previous high. Bitcoin surpassed that high. XRP still well below that high. Just wanted to emphasize King Solomon, XRP Owl sharing this. This just happened, by the way. We have Biden to nominate Michael Barr as the top Fed banking regulator. So the US president is nominating Michael Barr. Who's Michael Barr? I'm telling you guys, Ripple, the company, has extremely deep ties. Years ago, former Treasury official Michael Barr joins Ripple Labs. Don't even get me started on Rosie Rios, the 43rd US treasurer on the board of Ripple. This team is a powerhouse. And you can see board and advisor role right on his LinkedIn. Next up, I famed 21 more. We have Gary Gensler with a $100 million net worth and Jay Clayton with a $50 million net worth. And now looking at CoinMarketCap, we can see Bitcoin's market cap is at $760 billion. So to double from 40K to 80K, this market cap has to double. So that $760 billion has to become a $1.5 trillion market cap. That's a lot of money. Now, is that impossible? No, not necessarily. But wouldn't I place my bets on other assets that have much smaller market caps and their potential to double with a little volume? Yes. Also, guys, keep an eye on API 3. Look at this volume. 24-hour volume is up over 440%. Also, shared by XRP Crypto Wolf, we have Lunar Crush announcing that XRP is ranked number 1 out of 3,600 assets. And this is based off combined social, so social engagement, and market activity. Meanwhile, some more stats. $2.5 billion worth of crypto payments were made via their crypto-backed cards in Q4 of 2021, according to Checkout. Remember the other day we just shared that Gemini will be launching their own crypto card as well. Also wanted to share that I'm an advisor for IronKeyCapital. They are a cryptocurrency hedge fund, and we have secured capital to run a DAG node. Cannot wait for mainnet. Also shared by James Filan and Jeremy Hogan. Also shout out to all the great attorneys like John Deaton out there fighting for the XRP community. Now what I wanted to share is this. So James actually sharing. The SEC has filed a letter stating that it does not seek to take additional discovery at this time. Even Jeremy Hogan, almost nothing would have surprised me more than this. And yes, this is a very good thing. The only remaining areas of delays are the appeal, check out the Hinman emails, and in general, just scheduling. SEC discovery is complete, and that's a big step forward. Also shared by Wrath Economan, Brad Garlinghouse talks about Ripple the company having record growth despite 0 contracts in the United States, so they are steering clear of the US. But what are the stats? Over 80% of all the cross-border payment volume and 80% of Ripple's customer base are outside of the US. So it doesn't really matter. And it says in quotes, they're already operating in the worst case scenario. And the SEC case is going exceedingly well. Name another asset that's getting sued by the SEC for the past 2 years and is still in the top 10. We know areas in the UAE, we know Japan, we know Switzerland, we know UK. All of these countries have already said that XRP is not a security. It's my bet that the US will eventually catch up and make it known. But yes, they're dragging their feet, they're delaying it. Of course, you guys know the vested interest between Jay Clayton as an advisor of Fireblocks. There's a bunch of issues. But hey, that's politics. Also, keep an eye on TerraPay. So they are a Ripple partner and they obtain a license in the US, aims to strengthen the footprint in key global markets. 25 regulatory approvals and local licenses connecting customers to their global partner networks, over 4.5 billion bank accounts, 1.5 billion mobile wallets across 192 countries and 49 settlement currencies. That's a lot. Okay, now to get into the good stuff. So remember this. This is something I shared a while back, but now we have an event next month, so just in a few weeks. This is a nearly $40 trillion think tank. And yes, I just said $40 trillion. So in quotes, the symposium expands discussion on practical and theoretical aspects of central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, crypto assets, and the future of money. Now, this is something that I often share because this is huge. And who is part of OMFIF in this DMI symposium? Let's take a look. We can see Ripple, we can see SDX, the Swiss digital exchange, Meta, Facebook, PayPal, Onyx, JP Morgan, boo, FIS, we have Ethereum, Algorand, Accenture, one of the first Ripple investors, of course, huge with digital transformation. You can see Ripple up here as a symposium partner side by side with Visa, Meta, etc. Even CeeLo. And who's speaking at this event? We have James Wallace, absolutely love this guy, VP of Central Bank Engagements and CBDCs. We also have Steve, the CEO of Algorand, alongside some other huge banks, HSBC, RTGS Global, we have Bank of Jamaica, Bank of Japan, the Financial Stability Board, or FSB, and the International Monetary Fund. Oh, and the Asian Development Bank. Yeah, a variety of central banks. Look at this. Microsoft, Visa, you get it. Netherlands. So notice that Algorand and Ripple are really some of the 2 crypto companies speaking at this event. And this is centered around the practical and theoretical aspects of central bank digital currencies, stablecoins, and crypto assets. And I saw Grimace reply to this, and he's a really smart guy in the community. He said, where's Pomp, Saylor, and Max Kaiser? Exactly, because Bitcoin's not solving the payments issue. They're not working with central banks. So this was shared back in 2021. Again, just thanking Darren, part of the Algorand community, and just wanted to emphasize, Ripple and Algorand have some very deep ties, $39 trillion of investable assets working with central banks. We can see Algorand up here. We can see Ripple, Symposium partners and DMI partners, ING's RippleNet, MasterCard's RippleNet, HSBC's RippleNet as well. And $39.5 trillion are at the heart of this network. Where else have we seen this verbiage before? Just remember this, are at the heart of this network. What we're going to do is type in Ripple Task Group TAS. This is a network provider. You ready to see this? Click right here, taskgroup.eu in the European Union. And this is a document from 2015. Ripple, the open protocol for global interbank transactions with task group next to it. You can see all the current payment schemes between a variety of countries. And now notice 2013 global Ripple protocol is introduced, 2013. You can see the evolution of some of these payment networks. I listen to a lot of podcasts of a lot of the real-time payment guys from ACI Worldwide talking about the evolution of even the Japanese banking system. And it's so clear to see where the space is going on the macro. You can see the speed, 5 seconds to settle. I mean, even if ODL, because obviously it's 3 to 5 seconds sending over the XRP ledger, but remember there's a person on the other side sometimes unless you have some automation, and it'll still take a couple minutes, but even 2 minutes to send and settle a payment underneath the protocol of the tech or the payment stack, the foundation, takes a couple minutes versus 2 to 3 days or 5 days. It's a no-brainer, especially when it's fully reliable and has never had an error. And let's zoom in right here. This is what I wanted to emphasize. Task Network Gateway. At the heart of the European Target 2 and Target 2 Securities T2S real-time gross settlement systems from the very start. Do not get it twisted. All right, which type of businesses are using Ripple? You guys can, of course, find this on your own. And of course, talking about the problem that we faced years ago and even today. All right, so at the heart of this network, an OMFIF is just this massive, as you can see, official monetary and financial institutions forum. It's a massive think tank focused on central banking, economic policy, public investment, and providing a neutral platform for public and private sector engagement. Offices, a lot of the same places where Ripple offices and many other, fintech hubs are: London, Singapore, US, etc. Meanwhile, Algorand commits $15 million over 5 years to the environmental nonprofit Climate Ride. Also, with the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index, we can see we are in fear at 28. Yesterday, we're at 22 in extreme fear. Now, looking at the Bitcoin price chart on the 3-day time frame, we can see we are just riding this 200 moving average. You can see completely just sitting on it. I do not want this to be a bear flag. I do not want to fall into the 30s. I want to get that big retracement. I want to see altcoins run. It's been 84 years of waiting. I know the entire market has not pumped together massively since really over 1 year ago. So I miss those times. Do I believe they returned? Yes, absolutely. And overall, just looking, we're in a bit of a channel right here. Of course, you could make it a bit wider. I just started on this candle body. You could see these wicks and actually go a little bit lower. So you can see in the 30s, 37K, 38K. But I'm ready to get the show on the road. I do not want to just range here for months and months. That is painful. We also see that Sayl, S-A-Y-L. We can see this world's first ORM or CRM plus NFT platform for Web3. They've announced a partnership with Hedera. So they're going to be launching on Hedera with assistance from the HBAR Foundation. So they're going to be tackling the future of customer relationship management. How cool. Also related to HBAR and Filecoin, Hash Axis is an NFT marketplace built on Hedera that uses the Hedera token service to embed native atomic swaps and royalty functionalities into the NFTs and relies on Filecoin or IPFS for decentralized storage. Now there's some other Filecoin competitors, but Filecoin was actually one of the biggest funded projects in history. It had a beautiful run last year. I mean, the past couple years went from a couple dollars to over $200, which is insane. I think now we're back to like 19, 20 bucks, but great to see that, and go HBAR. Royalty functionalities, I cannot emphasize it enough. This is going to be such a huge component of NFTs. They're not just JPEGs, guys. They're not just going to be pictures. They are going to evolve into authentication of everything, and there's huge things coming. Also, had to share this by David S. Casper, then we're going to call it a day, talking about the potential of Casper Network. And this is something I often emphasize, is because looking at assets compared to their all-time low price or measuring them to their ICO price, their initial coin offering. When Solana went live, or its ICO, at least its sale, was 22 cents. Its all-time high was nearly $260. That, as you can see, is over a 1,000x. Matic, from, sub 1 penny to almost $3, over a 1000x. And these guys, it took a couple years. Now Solana rocketed, but Matic was actually in accumulation for a long time. It was under 2 pennies for a very long time. And I'm guessing not a huge amount of people were in it at 1 penny heavy and waiting. Now, maybe they bought it on the way up at 30 cents, 50 cents, $1. But the bulk of people probably started buying it when it was running up. And yeah, I mean, there's still ROI. We have AVAX, 50 cents. Of course, its all-time high was $147, almost a 300x. We have Terra Luna. Remember, I was actually buying it, so 80 cents was the ICO. And the most tokens I ever had was nearly 300,000 tokens back in 2020. I did share a screenshot of 210,000 or something. And if I just held that Luna from 20 cents to 50 cents to today, that'd be worth over $20 million. But I sold after like a 2 or 3x. Luna was around for several years. Matic was around for several years before it did anything. And everybody wishes they caught a 1000x or 100x. And I know all their market caps are different. Yes, I know the tokenomics are different, the supply is different, and arguably the use case too. But I'm focused on Casper because we are so damn close to all-time low price. If Casper's under 10 cents, I will buy it. If it's at a penny, 10 cents, 5 cents, 8 cents, does not matter. I'm accumulating that. I'm compounding my returns. I have a nice little spreadsheet to calculate my daily earnings, my weekly earnings. It's all automated. And one of the best feelings is once you figure out your monthly expenses, doing this with crypto assets and figuring out how you can stake crypto or make passive income with assets, or even yield farming or lending out your crypto. And once you get to the point where that covers your monthly cost, you don't have to worry about anything. But all right, guys, that's enough out of me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, you can find the links right in my Twitter and YouTube video description for all crypto resources. And we're going to be watching this Bitcoin price chart on the 3-day time frame. We'll see if we fall through or we do get that bit of a retracement as we ride that 200 moving average on the 3-day. As we can see on the weekly now, we have about 1 day and 8 hours until this candle closes. So time will tell. Hope you enjoyed, and until next time.